Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rahul Pethe. In the lecture series of DevOps Culture and Mindset, we are going to discuss about the leadership philosophies. Over the years, I have built up a few of my own leadership philosophy based on what I have learned through experience and exposure to DevOps and Lean. There are two terminologies in front of us, that is DevOps and Lean. In this video, I am going to share a few of them and explain why they are important to me. So, we'll begin with the discussion about the leadership philosophy. As we know very well about that, there are two terminologies. The first one is honor and extract reality. I used to only say honor reality, and over time I realized that it's one thing for a leader to honor a reality, but it's even more important for a leader to have the ability to extract a reality. What do you mean by honor reality and extract reality? Let me share an example. If a team encounters complexity as they are developing a feature or any product, or if a leader assign a work to the team and they suffer that the leadership to get help, the way a leader responds is extremely impactful to the culture. If the impact or the leader will respond in a positive manner, then the team will encourage themselves and work for harder and harder for their outcome. But if there is a negative response, then there will be a some sort of discrepancy or the demoralization in the work. I try really hard to accept the reality of the situation and focus more on the path forward, figuring out what we have learned and how do we help the team get unblocked, whether they will succeed or not, but we have to help them to create a proper generative culture in the organization. So after observing behavior with the leaders over the year, I added extracting reality because I saw a lot of example where leader responded negatively by ignoring or shouting the messengers. This is one of the bad habit or a bad way to respond by a leader. If that becomes a pattern in the organization, then team will stop suffering reality. I have been in a situation where I have started working with the team where they were not encouraged to suffer surface reality. You should encourage, leaders should encourage each and every member of team, as we already discussed in the previous lecture. So I have had to build up trust to make them feel safe again. So it is necessary leader have to make some trust in their team to make them safe, and the growth of organization they will also get the growth. That's what I mean about extracting reality. Simple techniques I use include what question I ask. I never ask who, I always ask how. Means if we will ask who, it completely changes the dialogue. If the leader use who, teams immediately feels like it's about blame or failure leading in their task or a work assigned by the leader. If instead a leader asks, how can I help? Then definitely the team member will ask the question or ask the doubts if they have. Then the team says that the leader is genuinely curious about the team. Failure leads to inquiry. If there is a failure, then definitely there are some doubts or a question by the team member that have to solve by the leader. If it is not, then it will be a problem in the outcome based result. So extracting reality is what? That another philosophy I have is understand the work. Over time, I have added some qualifier to this. It means there are some sort of shouting or some sort of problem in a team. Leader responds negatively by shouting the messenger. It will create a problem. Build a trust to make them feel safe. It is necessary to make trust and just ask how. Just don't ask how, just instead of who. Just ask how can I help. It is necessary to ask how can I help. It will create a trust in a team member. Understand the work is one of the most important thing, is another philosophy I have the understand. I have been go through the leadership qualities and on all the things. It is necessary to understand the work of each and every team member. Over the time I have added some qualifiers to this. In essence, I am trying to capture the concept of Gimba, which is a Japanese term meaning the actual place. It means leader need to go to the team and the work. When I first started talking about this, some of my peers said that's micromanagement. It means everywhere leader have to be there. And I responded that the purpose is to go and see, not go and tell. Go and see the problem, go and see the doubts if the team members have. I truly believe that leaders can only be helpful if they truly understand the work and by going to the team. It demonstrates the commitment of to learning and being a problem solver along with the team. These are the two main quality of a leader. Demonstrate the commitment to learning means if the person in their team member is have some problem and wants to learn and get the outcome, then that is the responsibility of leader. And being a problem solver along with the team is one second quality should have a leader. If it have, then it will be a outcome based result in their organization. So whenever we are going to identify the problem, then there will be a root cause philosophies are there. Two of my philosophies that are closely related to human being, that are nothing but a human error, is not a root cause. It is not a root cause. Human error are being a part of a system or an organization. It is not a single human can made a mistake. There is a there is no single root cause. You can also find a lot of industry materials related to this. It is not made by a single man or single employee or single team. Again, this ties to creating a generative culture. There are three types of culture as already discussed in the previous lecture. So generative culture is most important part, cooperative nature of a team or a leader. If an incident occur and the first question is who made this happen, then team typically responds with fear. They will think about that there will be a blame on a single person or a team member. It's more important to talk about what broke down in the system and ask the team or individual how how could we learn from this and how to solve this. There are so many things we can learn in a failure itself. If there is a failure, there is no any solution, then it is okay. But if there is any solution, then we have to learn and get the result through this particular failure. So there is a root cause. Root cause philosophy, it means we have to identify the root cause of that particular problem, and we have to learn from that particular problem and identify the solution. That is the problem, that is a philosophy behind the root cause. These are the things which are most important for the leader. Then we can see about the working with a complex system. As we see about that complex system, the comment about not having a single root cause is related to the recognition that we are working with a complex system. There are multiple collaborative systems with each other, and there will be a root cause from initial to final. We have to identify where it is. In complex system, there are multiple contributing factors when an incident occurs, and it's more important to focus on learning versus finding a single root cause. There should be a learning stage. If we will learn from that particular root cause, root or problem or query, then we can get the outcome. Otherwise, there will be a blame on a single team or a person. In fact, it's a false belief or a wrong idea, and leader who says things like, I want assure that this will never happen again, it cannot possible, it will happen again. It's a learning stage, and it's a wrong environment to create a wrong culture in between the team member. So not encouraging or and a learning environment is a problem or a simple root cause by the leader. So there should be a learning quality by the leader for the team member. So these are the things which are most important part for the leader. So leading by example, as we are fail, then we have to learn from that. Leading by example, which means making sure your action match your words. Sometimes it may happen, if the leader says yes, it can possible to learn from this particular failure, but in future the leader will change their attitude or the change their philosophy or culture, then it will be a harmful for the team. I have seen a lot of leaders says they believe in creating a generative culture, but their action don't align to that, especially when things go wrong. That's as I already discussed about that. If the leader says in front of the team, we will help you, we will solve your problem, but whenever the problem arises, whenever the problem faced by the team, then leader may not help and they will be like deny their commitment, so it will be a problem by the leader. That is one of the leading improper quality in an organization. These are the things which are most important for the leader. So these are what we mean by the leadership is uncountable. These two, these next two are closely connected. Is one thing where we can priorities wise encountered by the team member, focus and discipline. These are the three directions, strategies direction provided by the team member as well as by the team leader. So it will get the proper clear direction and a line of sight to outcome based product or outcome based result. So if we have such type of things, there are so many exposure in between the DevOps and the lean, but there should be a empowerment and there should be a proper outcome based cooperative collaborative things happen in the organization. So is if we think about that, leadership is accountable, provide strategies direction, priorities and focus and discipline. So these are the most important three factors for the leader. Encourage a learning environment. Of course, if we encourage the learning environment in the failure, then empower team and individuals, then each and every team members will get encouraged themselves and get the outcome based result. Provide the intent, context and accountability is one of the most important part for the leadership accountable. So these are the things which are most important, so that's why we are going to discuss about the leadership quality. What about the we are talking about that lifelong learner. As we already discussed about that leadership quality, each and every in this lecture we are going to discuss about that leadership and all. The philosophy of leadership, I also personally strive to be a lifelong learner. I try to be very active in the external community and learn from others. This also include trying things that force me outside of my comfort zone. It is necessary to be out of the box, think out of the box. If it is not, then it will be harmful for us. We cannot survive ourselves in a organization. I learned so much when I am experimenting. It's not easy and require persistence. I have realized through that every new experience has given me additional knowledge, and depending on the scenario has helped me build up a resilience as I take on new challenges. It is most important to accept the new challenges, and on the basis of scenario you have to learn, you have to adapt whatever the new changes we have to make ourselves. So these are the things which makes good things in an organization. I already mentioned this, that people, as already about that the asset of the people are the assets. I already mentioned this. People are the organization's numbers one assets. The organizations are made only by the people or the employee or the team that are nothing but their asset of that particular organization. And I believe, I respect for the individual. Lean is all about the respect for people, and I make sure this is the foundation of all the other leadership philosophy, and I have built up and continue to practice for this particular philosophy. Ultimately, my goal with the DevOps is to create high trust and a generative culture, as I already discussed about the generative culture and the high trust in the organization. I think that after watching this video, you can see why it's important to try to take our organization in that direction. It is necessary to have a proper leadership quality, trust in an organization, and the generative culture. So thank you very much. If you like this lecture, please like and subscribe my video channel. Thank you.